Hey everyone, in this video we are looking at some of the string methods that are available to us in JavaScript language. If you are listening to me very closely, you must have heard me saying that a string is a primitive data type. A primitive data type does not have properties or methods defined on it. So like number, we do not have any properties or methods directly on the string. So what we do, but string operations are very common in any program or code for building web applications. So what JavaScript does is it is adding a wrapper to the variable that we create. So it is going to convert our string to an object on the go. So to that object we are making our methods available. Now if it is sounds confusing to you, do not worry. Let's look at some examples. What I am going to do now is I am going to create a new file. Inside data types I am creating a new file called string methods.js. I'm calling it as string methods.js. So let's say I have a variable called as first name, where first name, and I'm typing my first name here, and I'm wrapping it inside single quotations as it is a string data type. So it is a string. So where first name is equal to a string, Abhinay, and it is a string. So here you can see, right, naming convention, it is camel cased. First letter of the first word is small and the second letter of the second word is capitalized, and so on. So and the point is, so now what I want to do is I want to capitalize all these letters in the string. So I want to uppercase all the letters in the string. So the way I can do it is I have a method called as toUppercase in JavaScript. So toUppercase, and since it is a method, we have to open and close round brackets. So we have to use the method name, and then since it is a method, we have to use opening and closing round brackets. Then only that method will work. Now I am going to use that method. So console.log of first name dot toUppercase. This is toUppercase. So what is the definition of this? It converts all lowercase letters in the string to uppercase. That is the definition. And let's see, I'm just saving this file and executing this piece of code. Let's see the output. Node string methods.js. So if you see, all the characters in the string are converted into uppercase here. So this is the method why do we use toUppercase method? To convert all lowercase to uppercase, to capitalize all letters in the string. That's it. Do not confuse. And so now what I have to do, I have capitalized all the letters. So there is a method that is being defined in the language that is called toUppercase. Here you can see the camel casing here as well. So first letter is small, and then going forward first letters of next words are capitalized. So it converts all the alphabet characters in a string to uppercase. So that is the definition. So we are calling the toUppercase method on the string object. So string is not an object in real time, but it is a primitive data type. We all know that. But on the go, when we are executing this file, there is a wrapper around the string which converts it into an object, so that we can use all these methods. So don't worry about that in detail for now. Just understand how all these methods work. So toUppercase method, how does it work? How to write that method? There is camel casing and there is opening and closing round brackets. So that's how we define the method. Just understand that part for now, and in detail we'll see in later classes. And next thing, now let's see the output. We have seen that all the lowercase letters are converted into uppercase. Because I have invoked this method, you can see that every letter is transformed into uppercase letters. So let's look at the original value of the string now. I have transformed this, but let's see the original value now. Will the original value change or it remains the same? String methods.js. I'm saving it and executing this. You can see, right, the original value does not change here. So we can see that when I call a method, it is transformed into a particular variable, but it is, when we call this method, it is transforming this particular variable temporarily. but the original value does not change. It is not updating the original value of the variable. So the original value of the first name remains same, it is still in small letters. But when we use this method, only that time temporarily it is turned into capital letters. So what is the reason behind that? So few methods, it is very important to note the original value of first name remains the same if the value is a string. Okay, it is very important to note few methods changes the original state also of the variable, but few methods do not change. Here two uppercase method do not change the original value of the variable. So majority of the string methods do not change the original value of the variables because string is a primitive data type. Just note this point. Original value do not change because a string is a primitive data type. You will be asked these questions in interviews, so you will be asked to predict the outputs, so you have to say, so original value do not change because why? The reason is string is a primitive data types. Okay, and let's have another example, and let's say something like, I'm declaring one more variable called as last name, and I'm giving my last name in capital letters, and I'm executing this piece, I'm saving this, and in the next line, so now the requirement is, so let's say something like I will do console.log. I want to convert all, the requirement is I want to convert all these letters in capital letters to small letters. So previously we have converted lowercase to uppercase. Now we have to convert uppercase to lowercase. So what is the method we have? We have something called as toLowerCase method. toLowerCase and opening and closing round brackets, since it is a method. So why do we use that? We use that because to convert all uppercase to lowercase. The name itself indicates, right, to lowercase. So we have to convert to lowercase from uppercase. The name itself here declares like we have to convert to uppercase from what? From lowercase. So that's how we have to define, or we have to declare these definitions of different methods. And console.log, I am applying this particular method last name dot to lowercase. And since it is a method, we have to use opening and closing round brackets, and I'm saving it. I'm executing this piece of file node string methods.js. So now you can see, right, all the uppercase letters, that is Kannavaram, is converted into lowercase. So the output is lowercase, which is also a string. So using toLowerCase method, I have converted that password is equal to, and the password is password 123. Just I'm taking an example, and let's keep the password as secret 123. Okay, now I want to find the length of this password. So I just want to find how many characters are there in the password. If you see any web application or mobile application, while you are signing up or while you are registering to that particular application, it will ask you to create a password, right? And it will say like minimum length of the password should be 6 letters or 8 characters. So how are they declaring that, or how are they checking that? So we have something called as length property. So we have something in JavaScript, that is length property, to find the length of the string. So let's check it in detail. So I'm just using that property. So password dot length is a property, so returns the length of a string object. I'm just executing this piece of file after saving, so it is going to go ahead and tell us that the length is 9. So you can see, right, SCCRET123, there are total 9 characters in this particular string, so the length of the string is 9. So this is very important property for defining or declaring the length of passwords in real time. So we use length property there. And now there is no opening and closing round brackets here for the length, because length is a property. It is not a method, but it is a property. These two are methods. toLowerCase, toUpperCase are methods, but length is a property. The difference between a property and a method we will see in detail when we start level 1 in JavaScript. But for now, just remember, like, length is a property and toUpperCase and toLowerCase are methods. So where there are opening and closing round brackets, it is a method. and where there is nothing, just length is a property, it does not have any brackets, right? So it is a property. And now when we run this, it will come back and tell how many characters that are there within the string. So this is length property. Next we have one more method called as slice method. We have slice method. What it does is it extracts part of a string. I will show you. So when I say console.log, I'm declaring one more variable here where surname is equal to Johnson. I'm just taking a random surname here and I'm naming it as surname. The variable name is surname and the value is Johnson, which is enwrapped in a single quotation marks, and then I'm using slice method of surname dot slice method. So this is how we have slice, and since it is a method, we have opening and closing round brackets. And just read the definition: the index to the beginning of the specified portion of string object. So it returns a section of array. Section means part of an array. So it returns a part of an array which we define. So it basically takes two arguments. So it takes two arguments. If we are passing two arguments, the first one is the beginning index. So in the beginning, what is the beginning index? 0. So let's say we want John. So we want John part of it. In Johnson, we want just the John part of it. So how to take it? We need from the beginning index, and the ending index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need up to S. We need up to S but not S. So we are giving 4 here. I know it's little confusing in first, but try with different examples, you will get it. Okay, the first, it takes two arguments. Basically it is a method. It has opening and closing round brackets. It takes two arguments. The first argument is the beginning index. Beginning index is 0. We need John, J-O-H-N, right? So on the next second argument is the end index, till where you need that part of the string. So I need till yes but not yes. So we have to give the fifth one. So if we here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth one is S, right? So we have to give up to 4, but S is not printing here. So that's what we have to observe here. And let's say I give 0 and 3 here. Just check this out. Surname dot slice of 0, 3. So now 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is N, right? So we'll get only ZOH. I'm just saving it and executing this piece of code. You can see the difference, right? ZOH. The ending index is not included in the output. That's what you have to observe here. So it takes basically two arguments. Starting index and ending index, but not end index. End index will not be printed. That's what you have to see. And let's say I want just SON, okay, the last part. Console.log of surname dot slice of, so S is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4, the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need up to 7. I'm just saving this file and executing this piece of code. It is going to print sun here. I hope you got the point of how slice method is working here. So this is how slice method works. So let's say I give 0 and 3. I want characters from 0th index up to 3rd index, but not the 3rd index. So slice method gives values from 0 to 3 here. So 0, 1 and 2, but not 3. So that is how slice method works. So in the above example where my surname is Johnson, what I have given, so console.log surname dot slice of 0, 3, we just got JOH. So that gives me an output of JOH. So that's how slice method works. So another important method while we are working with string is split method. We have something called as split method. So let's say I have a variable called as, we'll see the definition later, I'll just explain it first. So I have a variable called as tags, whose value is a string, and the value is JavaScript, React.js, comma node.js. Don't worry, it's just a string. They are the names of the technologies. Don't worry about them right now. Just see it as a string. Okay, it's a single string enwrapped inside single quotation marks, and it is a string. That's it. And the variable name is tags here. And the point is, we are seeing now split method, right? So there is a string and there is a common delimiter here. If you see each and every word, there are 4 words here, and each and every word is separated by a common delimiter. The delimiter here is comma and space. So here each and every word is separated by a comma and a space. So that is being, so we in split method, that delimiter is being used with the string, that is a comma and a space. In split method, I am able to extract and separate or split all 4 words from the string using most common method called as split method. So we have to separate all these words. It is now a single string, right? So the example is a single string which has a common delimiter, comma and space. So just check this out. I'm just applying split method. Let's see how it works. So I'm taking one more variable called as tech, and I'm applying split method for that. Split of. So this is the syntax of split method. The dot split and opening a common delimiter. What is the delimiter here? Comma and space. I have given one comma and there is a space, a single space. Just typed space. That's it. And I'm just printing tech here. Tech. So I'm executing this piece of file. You can see, right? I'm printing the value of tech and console.log of tech when I run it. Now when I run this file, we can see JavaScript. JavaScript is separated, React.js is separated, Node.js and Express, they has been returned, and return type is basically an array here. So previously when we have given it as input, it is a string, and now it is an array here. Now let's come to the definition of the split method. So what split method does is, it converts an array into a string. I'm really sorry. It converts a string into an array with a given delimiter. There should be a delimiter to convert them into from a string to an array. So here the delimiter is comma and space. So how does this work? So how split method works is, whenever there is a comma and a space, so we have given comma and space, right? Whenever there is a comma and a space in the string, those words are moved into an empty array. Now here first JavaScript is moved into an empty array as a string, okay, and then an empty array is created. When split method is executed, JavaScript is moved, and when there is a delimiter called comma and space, the next word immediate to the comma and space is moved here, comma and delimiter. After there is React.js, right? So React.js is moved into this, and then we have comma and space, and then Node.js is moved into this. Then we have comma and space again. So it is separating by using comma and space, and it is going to the same array. So that's how split method is basically working. So that's a split method, very widely used, and you have to remember it very clearly. Split method is basically used to convert a string to an array. So what is the return type here? What is the input type? Input type is string. Data types are very, very important here. So string is, this input string tags is a string, and the output one is an array. What is the data type here? It is an array. So split method is used to convert a string to an array given a delimiter. Okay. So here, so return type is very, very important. I already told, right? So here tech is basically an array, and so whenever you are learning all these methods, make sure you are aware of the return data types. So what data type is the return value or the result value is. So let's say for uppercase method, the return type is string here. So return type is string here. For lowercase method, the return type is string. Here the return type is string. For uppercase, string. And for length, it is a property, right? So return type is a number. Okay, number type. And here slice method also string. Slice all methods string. Data type identification is very, very important when you are using these different types of methods in string, number, everything. Whatever methods you are using, you should remember the data type, which data type it is returning. Okay, and then we have slice method, and then we have split method. For split method, the return type is an array. That's the definition, right? Split method converts a string into an array with a given delimiter. That's it. Now let's